Hey YouTube, Joe Walker here at Def Digits Guitar Lessons, and today I'm going live for my student Andy, and I'm going to do a lesson right now on chord transitions, open chord transitions, where you might be doing something like this. All those transitions between those chords don't necessarily need to be fast, but there's a trick to them, which I will show you now, and then we're going to zoom in on that trick and do that little zoom in method on every pair of chords that I've got listed up here. So that trick is when you come to the last down strum on a strumming pattern and you have an up strum right at the end after that. So you've got your last down strum and there's supposed to be an up strum, and then you've got to be on the new chord on the next down strum. That up strum should be between the chords like that. So if you're going from C to G, like I was just doing here, if you're going from C, you've got down, down, up, down, up. That's supposed to be the pattern. And then you're supposed to go to G next, and the same pattern there. Down, down, up, down, up. And then you've got to go to a new chord or back to C. That last upstroke should be your left hand in transition between the chords. And we shouldn't have more than that last upstroke in transition. This is what I've been working on with Andy, is you should not be going like down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. We shouldn't have a bunch of those strums on the transition open strings between the chords, just the very last one. So if I do this really slowly, it should be down, down, up, down, still on C, up is between the chords, and then we go to G. Down, down, up, down is still on G, up between the chords. Down, down, up, down, transition, down, down, up, down, transition, down. I'm moving my fingers a lot to show you when they're off the strings. When you do this for real, it's going to look a little more like that, like they're just going straight from one chord to the next, but they're in movement between the chords while you're doing that last up strum. So let's zoom in right there at that one spot where you've got down, your last downstroke on one chord to the up strum transition between the chords to the first down strum on the next chord. So we're doing 3 strums. Down on one chord, up in between, down on the next chord. And we're going to do this on each pair that's up here. So we're going to need E, A, D, G, C, E minor, and A minor. And if you've played a lot of songs using these chords, you've encountered some other chords as well. Probably D minor, B minor, F. But whatever chords you have that you're struggling with in a given song, you can use this exercise on those ones. I'm just going to demonstrate it on all of these now and do it a few times through on each one so that you can play along together. So we're going to start with E and A. We're going to go back and forth on those a couple times. And the exercise is we're going to take E, we go down on E, up on the open strings, you can see I'm off between them, and then down on A. And I will probably play my A with one finger like this. You can do it the way that you're used to playing A. So I'll go E, transition, A. And then we'll go back. A, transition, E, transition, A, transition. So at first do it very slowly like I was just doing. Then you can start to do it faster, as long as you have space between to wait and gather yourself. So a little faster would sound like You don't want to be rushing things in your left hand. If you can't make the chords that fast, then just stick to slower speeds that allow you to make this transition. Let's move on now to E and D. Same thing, we're doing down on E, up in between, down on D. Now we go back, down on D, up in between, down on E. I think I'll do all the pairs like I just did, where I start slow, and then I stop talking, and I just keep it going. Eventually, the beat is in there, so you can follow along and try to increase your speed along with me and see how far you can get. Next pair is E and G. And G. G and G. G and G. Next, we're doing E and C. E and C. C and Next, we're doing E and E minor. I'm going to skip that one because it's just one finger moving, and we don't really get the effect of jumping and doing the upstroke transition in between the chords. E and A minor. That's it for E. Now we're doing A and D. Next, we are doing A and G. A and G. G and A. Next, A and C. A and C. C. Next, A and E minor. Next, A and A minor. That's it for A. Now we've got D and G. D and C. D and E minor. D and A minor. That's it for D. Now G and C. G and E minor. G and A minor. C and E minor. C and A minor. Last one, E minor and A minor. All right, again, take this same exercise and move it over to pairs of chords that you actually use in songs. Out of all of those chords, that covers probably 90% of the open chord style guitar music that you'll see will be those chords. Probably all of those chord pairs that we just did, that was a lot of them, probably all of those will appear in songs at some point that you will play. Other chords that you might throw in there, just use however it appears in the song. If the song goes like G, B minor, G, B minor, A, or something like that, do that transition from G to B minor and back, and that transition from B minor to A and back. Make sure that you're not even backwards, G to B minor to A. Make sure that you're making those transitions in order in the kind of music that you care about. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.